I tell you, this bait right here, I've done used it, I think, one time and shown y'all how effective it is. This is the second time. You're always catching a fish with it. And I have my ideals why. Look here, a bass. There's always going to be bass hanging around bluegill beds. They're just going to do that. This fish won't quit. The reason I'm having a hard time is because, of this light line. I mean, it's not a giant bass, but it is a good bass for this 2-pound line. So we're gonna get right here. I'm gonna try to lift him in here. Oh, that's dangerous. I'll just have to retie my knot. But that's a pretty good largemouth. But what the deal is, let me get back here. Right there, right in there, folks, is a huge, huge bed. And that's what we're looking for. I am on a huge bluegill bed. Now, there could be some shellcracker in here too. Let me tell y'all what I'm doing. Right back yonder are 2 big, massive beds. Okay. Right here, right out in here is a big bed. Huge bed. And I found them really quick by using my eyes. I'm not using no, and look right here. Could this be a bed right here? I don't know. I don't really know. But let's talk about what we're going to do, and we're going to find out about all this. What I'm looking for, no doubt, is upper. Bluegill, shellcracker, hey, stump knockers, red breast sunfish, all of these fish that I just mentioned are delicious eating. And I would rather eat them than any other species in the river. They're that good to me, folks. But let's talk about it. This is, and I've mentioned it before, one of my favorite ways to fish. Ultra light tackle, light line, 2-pound test line, 1/80th to 1/100th of an ounce jig heads with the combination of a small hook. These hooks is ranging anywhere from a size 10 to a size 12 hook. But it's just right, or just made to order for this type of fishing, in my opinion. Is it the best? Certainly not. There's a lot of techniques that works for these little fish. The thing about these fish that excites me is because it was the first fish that I caught when I was a kid. It excited me so much. The excitement is still in me. I can't get it out. And like I said, and I always said, the best eating fish on the river, in my opinion, are these panfish. I love them a lot better than I do crappie or even walleye and sauger. But now all of us are different. That's just me. But I'm going to throw a Nico pintail worm. You know, I've talked about these baits before, how tough and durable they are, and how effective they are on these beds. This color right here is called UV Glow Clear Orange. I'm going to throw it. And of course, this one right here looks like the leeches that's in the aquatic vegetation that we have here on Gunnersville Lake. This is a mud bug color, and it kind of looks like the leeches that we have in here. I used to get them all the time. I mean, we got the leeches. If you wade in this stuff right here, you're going to get some leeches on your legs. They won't hurt you, but you will get them. And panfish love them. Chartreuse and gold fleck is another color I'm probably going to throw today. I like the visible colors like this, but The natural colors work well too, especially if they're around a lot of aquatic vegetation like they are right now. They're feeding on leeches. That's going to be a big deal for them right now. These baits is 1.9 inches long, tiny, tiny in diameter, and to me they look like a little leech or a little worm. I got to figure out which color is going to be the best, but this is the one that looks like a leech, which is a natural color. That's a size, I believe that's a size 10 sickle hook, and that 1/100th of an ounce jig head, 2-pound line tied with a loop knot. I mean, not a loop knot, a Palomar knot, excuse me. Always with 2-pound test line. I mean, I'm going to tie a Palomar knot, excuse me. It is hot out here, folks. I'm not used to it. Currently, it's about 85 degrees out here. And to me, it's hot. And we're in some shallower water. Actually, we're in 3 feet of water. And the surface temperature is at 82 degrees on top, back up in here. Now, I tell you what, I want y'all to know this. There's a lot of fish out here. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of fish out here. And I'm not for sure. Here's another bare spot that's in between this vegetation. The water's a little bit cloudy today. So I can't see out here in this 3 feet of water like I would like to. But I'm just going to see if there's some fish here or not. I'm just going to let it hit the bottom. Okay. And just move it just a couple inches at a time. Make it look like a little leech or a worm. Either one, whatever they might think it is. Little critter to eat. Now I'm using a rod right here that's about 24 years old. This is an old Shakespeare fiberglass Supreme rod. 2-piece, 5'6". I've had this for a long time, folks. A long time. But the other day I bought a little Shakespeare reel right here, and it's called the Contender. Smooth drag system on it. I'm not worried about it. If I hook a big one, shellcracker or bluegill, we're going to get him. We're going to put him in a bucket. But I didn't even know they made Shakespeare reels anymore. You know, there's a fish. Now that fish just crawled off with it. Looks like a bluegill. There's so many fish out here. I'm not sure that this is a bed right here. Now that one is close to being an eating size bluegill. All right, he's not peeing. We're going to let him go. I want something a little bit bigger than that. Let's make another cast. I mean, what I'd like to do is find some big shellcracker with these bluegill. You know, oftentimes they'll bed side by side. Sometimes you'll catch them out of the same bed. All right, I'm just barely moving it on the bottom. That's my favorite way. Now, if there were a lot of fish in there, obviously he'd done had it. Anything that intrudes in their bed, or even close to their beds, these fish are going to attack. I mean, folks, there's just no doubt about it. They're going to eat it. There's one. Now, there's a bedding fish. He hit it very aggressive, and he's a good fish, too. So we found some right here. I went by them a while ago and seen them. And I let the wind blow this boat by them. I didn't even use my trolling motor. Yeah, this is the size we want. Big uns. Big old giants like this. Y'all see what I'm talking about. This fish is giving me a fit, folks. Oh my goodness. That is a big one right there. And that's what I'm looking for. Big as your hand or bigger. That's the kind we want to eat. That's a big bluegill right there. Delicious eating. Matter of fact, I wished I hadn't kept the one that I did, but we'll put him on down in there like that. It's so hot right now. I can't tell y'all how hot it is. Let's make a long cast. There's one. Oh, this is shellcracker. This is a shellcracker right here. This is what I was wanting. Let's don't get too much closer to this bed. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Oh my. Look how this fish is painted up. Ain't that beautiful? That is beautiful right there. Wow. Golly, let's let that one go. I want them just a little bit bigger than that if I can get them. Let's see if we can catch another. The shellcracker bed. Yeah, there's a big one. Oh my. I'm glad I let that fish go. We need to get off of this bed. There's some big ones on it. Whew. I thought that was a shellcracker, but it's a big bluegill. Let's flip him in the boat right here. My. Okay, let's let him go too. He ain't quite big enough. The reason I like this one, people ask me, you know, Richard, how do you throw these baits such a long distance? I've been doing this for so long. Now on this 2-pound test line, naturally, you can get a longer cast out of it, even if you're just now beginning to fish. But I don't know. I've drove nails. I mean, let me put it this way. I've drove nails for so many years till I sort of use that to my advantage when it comes to casting. You know, because a lot of people, it's been in the boat with me, they'd say, how do you throw that so far like that? I think it's in the wrist, the forearm, and shoulder. All of them has a major play for a light bait like this. What I do, I just put the power to it. It's the best way, I mean, to describe it. I just got bit right there. It's a hard question to answer because I've been doing this for so long. 1/100th of an ounce is light, but with a wimpy ultralight rod like this, and you're better off, the longer the rod, the better off you are. The farther of a cast you can get with it, but it does take practice. There's a lot of fish out here. There's one. There we go. This one right here could be a keeper. Regardless whether it is or not, you talking about fighting. You know, I've talked about that a lot of times. You could tie this bluegill right here, and that's a big one too. That's going to be a eater. To a 2-pound crappie, or even a 2¼ pound crappie, this bluegill would pull him all over the place. They're just a powerful fish, folks. Powerful little fish. There we go. I think we got about three of them in there. I see some every once in a while. You can see them come up to the top of the water and swim a few feet in vision, then they'll go back down. So there's several, but I'm just barely out of reach of the main. Well, I might have reached them right then. All right, what we're going to do is move in just a little bit closer. I think I'm just out of reach of them. There he is. There him is. This is a big one right here. Golly, that sun. If I wish that sun would stay out. This is what we're wanting right here. Quit. Come on in here. Look here, what a fish. Wow, folks. My goodness. That is a big one right there. I wish they were all that size. Let's put him in there. Oh my goodness. Finding these beds is not hard at all. All I'm doing right here is looking for light spots. Now if you can look, most of this is vegetation out here. And then you have light spots like this. And I'm just trolling around my trolling motor real slow with a pair of shades that'll cut the glare, and I'm seeing these fish. I'm seeing the beds, seeing the fish. It's just no problem. Now you might have to cover some water because it's kindly, this year it's been unpredictable a little bit where the beds, where the beds are. There's a fish. I seen that one actually hit it. Now I'm grunting when I set the hook, but believe y'all me, I'm not setting the hook very, very hard at all. That grunt is for me to restrain myself from setting the hook hard and popping my line. 2 pound line, we'll let him go. We'll keep a few and let a few go, but 2 pound line is not the line to set the hook hard. I guarantee you. You just sort of have to raise your rod tip into the fish, or maybe just a little bit of a snatch, but not a whole lot. You know, folks, after bass gets off of their bed, they'll hang around these bluegill and shellcracker beds trying to get them a bite of bluegill and shellcracker. We're not trying to. They'll catch them. And they're targeting the smaller ones, the immature ones. There's a fish to eat. Those fish is probably, a third the size of this one right here. This is a mature size. We'll let him go though. He's a little bit small for me. But to eat. And plus their air bladder has to acclimate before they move out deeper. So they stay up shallow for quite a while. And this is what they're eating right now. It's bluegill. Y'all seeing this? This is sporty. This is what I call sporty. Right here. Golly, what a gill. My goodness. We got some salad and meat too. We could boil some of this old stuff floating and have some greens and bluegill for supper. Nothing wrong with that. Let's put him in the doggone bucket. The bucket. Woo! Alright folks, there they are. We got our limit of bluegill. They're jammed up in the ice there, but there's 30 big eating size bluegill in there. We got our limit. Now we gotta go home and clean them. And that's the average size right there. 30 of them. You know, it's rare that I catch 30 fish. I mean, or keep a limit. That's the limit here on the Tennessee River. Usually I don't keep that many, is what I'm saying. But today I probably caught 300 fish or more. These fish are on bed heavy, I'm talking about. And it was a lot of fun. And like I mentioned before, a blessing from the Lord to allow me to do this for y'all. Not only show y'all the sport of fishing the way that I see it and listen to my opinions, but also try to show y'all how I feel about our Lord and Savior and about what He's done for me. He has saved my soul. He has saved my soul. Jesus Christ, by dying on the cross, He has saved me from my sins. And that is something that's a real hero. And I want to say, God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for all the great comments. Well, me, Mama Sue, and her neighbors is going to have a fish fry here in just a little bit. And it's just a blessing. I want to say God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for all the great comments. Hey, woo. Woo. They're diligent. I have a diligent problem. And remember, go fishing when you can.